Life is a collection of short stories. Even if we try our best to stitch the short stories into a seamlessly flowing plot of a novel, we fail. Plenty of black holes are punched all over the tapestry of life. We do not understand how and when we shifted from one phase of life to another. Like an expressionist artist, an author of fiction too keeps painting self portraits throughout the life. I am no exception. But I cannot bring myself to write in first person. Something holds me back. I find my own life and actions silly enough to lay down directly as a novel or short story. This is why probably I take recourse to fantasy. But in the end, I too paint self portrait with plenty of missing alphabets. The stories I am going to tell will create such an abstract expression. Many of my short stories appeared in various magazines and newspapers. I never tried to get them published in the form of a book. This podcast will have several of my published works, but most of the stories in this podcast have not appeared in print anywhere. Today's story is Arranged Marriage. This story was published in The Statesman many years ago. This is my fifth cigarette of the day, he says, holding a cigarette between his lips and checking if the latch of the bedroom door is securely fastened. She changes into a nightgown and casts an uncertain glance at him. Actually, she heard what he said, but needs time to contemplate a response. He flicks the lighter and drags a long, languid puff. A ball of grey smoke hangs in the frosty stillness of the winter night. He repeats what he had just said. She settles at the corner of the bed and quips,
I know you will keep your promise. Only 5 a day. I keep a check on your stock. Don't try to fool me.
She wonders if he read her bluff. The thought of checking his stock never occurred to her, even once during the day. Actually, she did not care much about this commitment he had made. After all, her father and uncle are chain smokers. Smoking was not a taboo in her family. Rather, it was a way of life for the big men in the house. He assures, smiling, it is a promise. Look, it is not easy. Before marriage, I consumed 1.5 packets a day, and just for you, I am doing this. Holding that smile for a long moment, he fixes his gaze at his newlywed wife. She is beautiful. He wonders why he made such a promise. So far, he proved himself poor in keeping promises. When he had met the gorgeous lady for the first time, guarded by a load of family members, he was overwhelmed by her beauty. He was eager to prove his commitment, and he promised. Now he wondered if it was reasonable and true. She thinks about the bustle at home. Dinner is still 2 hours away. A joint family with 25 noisy members never seems to fall asleep. The word routine is almost a taboo. Maybe some tea is brewing on the oven. She can almost smell the flavor of the steam oozing out of the kettle. She misses her home, especially at these hours of the night. Her cousins and aunts are perhaps huddled now at the corner room, arranging the cards for a fresh round of game. She thinks broodingly.
I miss my home.
This house feels like home now, he says, looking into the darkness across the window. A street lamp round the corner of the lane emits a damp orange glow. Insects swarm around the muted glow. An absent gaze for a long moment almost makes him hear the monotone of their hum. He wonders if this unfamiliar sense of newness implies home. Anyway, those grand rituals 15 days back were meant for making home, of course, he assures himself. I hope everything is okay with you, he says while flicking the tall column of ash building up on the smoldering tip of the cigarette. She is suddenly alert.
Yes, of course. Why do you ask?
No, just like that. The cook is preparing the food as usual, I hope. You did not have to take any pain, right?
That's right.
She is about to add something but falls silent. She was not even allowed into the kitchen by the mother in law so far. Ever since she aspired to marry, she dreamed of a kitchen of her own. Why don't you read one of those books that will keep your boredoms at bay? He points at a book on the showcase. She stares at the stack of books clumsily piled on the racks and pulls out a few books to arrange them in a sequence from large to small in size. He shrieks, "Hey, don't do that. I kept them in that fashion consciously. Even if you blindfold me, I can reach the right book. Leave them as it is." She keeps off the books resentfully, yet maintains a plain face. He finds disorder romantic. "I wanted to be a lecturer. He says, hoping to elicit curiosity.
Really?
She observes. She reflects how his father had smirked when a proposal came from a lecturer. At her muted reaction, he drops the idea of further discussion. He tries hard to deny the thought of the untouched books he had suggested her to read. She is not interested in literature. "Hey, tomorrow I shall take you to the gathering of my friends. I tell you, they are interesting. Each of them is unique. Our discussions are truly heady. You will love it," he says, trying to induce excitement. She looks at him, posing eagerness. She had seen all of them 15 days back during the marriage ceremony. All of them were perfectly brooding and dull. They felt like a bunch of living dictionary or encyclopedia. Their scholarly attitude lacked the spark of life. She misses her brothers. He looks at the wall clock. "Oh, it's late. I must get up early tomorrow." He reaches for the switch to turn the lights off, wondering about the darkness, the inevitable proximity, the thrill of beauty, the consumption of youth. She arranges the pillows and surreptitiously once again touches the wooden base below the cushion. It is not a single large bed. Two narrow beds are joined together to accommodate two people. She places her hand on the crack of the joint. It is unnecessary, yet she does it. She had always dreamed of a generously majestic bed, right from her days of fairy tale. The lights are out. The faint smell of smoke hovers in the dark space. There is an arm around her. She must feel the warmth. She is married anyway.